Life has a way of surprising us, doesn't it? Sometimes we're thrown into moments we'd never expect, moments that test our hearts and force us to see things differently. This story, it's one of those moments. It all started on a regular afternoon at the city hospital. The place was busy, as always, doctors rushing between patients, nurses working non-stop. Just another day in the ER. Dr. Maya Brooks had just finished her rounds. She was exhausted, but she didn't show it. That's who Maya was, strong, determined. She'd fought her way into this career, overcoming every obstacle along the way. Being a black woman in medicine wasn't easy. People doubted her, made assumptions, but Maya, she just kept proving them wrong. As she was about to head home, the doors to the ER flew open. Paramedics came rushing in, shouting, "Severe trauma. Male patient. Car accident." Maya turned right back around and joined the team without hesitation. They wheeled the patient in, middle-aged man, unconscious, bleeding badly. She didn't even have time to think. It was all instincts. "Let's get him stabilized," she ordered, her voice steady. But as they worked to save him, Maya caught a glimpse of something on his arm. A tattoo. A Confederate flag. And then she noticed his jacket. It had a patch. White power. She froze for just a second. Not long, but long enough for the weight of it to hit her. Now, let me tell you something. Maya had dealt with prejudice her entire life. She knew what that tattoo meant. She knew what that patch stood for. But right there, in that moment, none of it mattered. What she saw wasn't a symbol. It wasn't hate. It was a human being, clinging to life. "Let's move," she said firmly, and just like that, she was back in control. Hours later, after an intense surgery, the man, his name was Tom Harris, was stable. Barely, but stable. The next morning, Tom woke up in his hospital bed, groggy, confused. He blinked a few times, taking in his surroundings. That's when he saw Maya standing near the foot of his bed, clipboard in hand. "Who are you?" His voice was rough, like he'd swallowed gravel. Maya stepped closer, keeping her tone professional. "I'm Dr. Brooks. I was the lead surgeon for your operation. You were in a serious accident, but you're stable now." Tom's eyes narrowed as he looked her up and down. His gaze lingered on her dark skin, her natural hair. "You're my doctor?" he asked, the words dripping with disbelief. "Yes, Mr. Harris," Maya said simply. He snorted. "Figures." He looked away, shaking his head. Now Maya had been through this before. She didn't flinch. She didn't let it get to her. She just moved on, treating him like any other patient. Over the next few days, Maya checked on Tom regularly. She asked about his pain, his appetite, his progress, and every time his answers were short, cold. Sometimes he didn't even bother looking at her. Then one afternoon, as she adjusted his IV drip, Tom spoke up. His voice was quieter this time. "Why'd you do it?" Maya looked at him. "Do what?" "Save me," he said, his eyes fixed on the ceiling. "You saw the tattoo. You knew who I was. So why'd you do it?" Maya let the question hang in the air for a moment before she answered. "I became a doctor to save lives, Mr. Harris. All lives. When you came into that ER, you weren't a tattoo. You weren't a patch. You were just a man who needed help. That's all I saw." Tom didn't respond. He just stared at her, his face unreadable. The next day, something changed. Tom wasn't as cold. When Maya checked on him, he actually looked at her, listened to her, and slowly, bit by bit, he began to open up. One evening, as she finished her rounds, Tom cleared his throat. "Doctor," he started, his voice low, "I've been thinking." Maya paused, waiting. "I was wrong," he said, his words stumbling out. "About everything. About you. About people like you." He swallowed hard. "I've spent my whole life thinking I was better, thinking I knew everything, but I didn't know nothing." Maya didn't say anything right away. She just stood there, letting him find the words. I want to thank you," he said finally, "for saving me, for showing me. Not everyone's like me. I don't deserve it, but I'm grateful." Maya nodded, her voice steady but kind. "It's never too late to change, Mr. Harris. What matters is what you do with the time you've got left." When Tom was discharged, he left that hospital a different man. He went back to his small town and started making amends. He apologized to the people he'd hurt. He tore down the hateful flags and symbols he used to be so proud of. And he shared his story, how a black doctor had saved his life, even when he didn't deserve it. As for Maya, she just kept going, doing what she'd always done, saving lives, one patient at a time. Because that's what it's all about, isn't it? Seeing past the hate, choosing kindness, even when it's hard, and sometimes, just sometimes, that kindness, it changes everything. And that's the story, guys. I hope you enjoyed this journey as much as I did in creating it. If you did, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that bell icon so you never miss a new adventure. And if you really loved it, share this story with your friends and family. Let's spread the word together. Thank you for watching, and until next time, keep dreaming, keep believing, and keep exploring. Hope to see you soon. Bye.